onward to progress we surely will. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together.
Come, my brother, come, my sister, and let us build Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. I want to welcome you to the Dynamic Hour again. We have a unique moment in time to reason. I want to encourage those on Facebook and YouTube to please share the live. Sharing is caring. I want to start off this morning with some positive news again, and then we would go into some discussion. Some positive news, Grenlec in Carriacou.
On Sunday, 30th November, the island will be experiencing an island-wide outage, and this outage is to facilitate the change out of our transformer on the south feeder. Over the past 5 years, we have experienced a significant load increase, and as a result of that increase, primarily because of development on the south side of the island, we have taken decisions to increase on the transformer size. Currently, we have a 750 kVA transformer, and we are now changing out that transformer and replacing it with a 1500 kVA transformer.
Wow, that's good. So plenty development taking place in Carriacou on the southern side, and they're improving the infrastructure there to serve the people well. So kudos to Carriacou, kudos to Grenlec, and that's the way to go. And again, they indicated on this particular day, there will be some inconvenience, but that is the cost of development.
So I implore you to show up, show out, so that we can all show off your success in this program. Though we are proud to have with us today some of the potential beneficiaries who expressed interest earlier this year, I want to emphasize, however, that this program is open to all young people who meet the established criteria. Today is just the beginning, and many more will have the chance to join this journey. Permit me to take a moment to recognize the incredible work that has gone into bringing the Youth in Business program to this stage. The Ministry of Youth and Sports, in partnership with the Grenada Development Bank, has worked tirelessly, planning, consulting, and designing a program that responds directly to the needs and dreams of young Grenadians. This is a result of months of dedication, careful assessment, most importantly, and a shared commitment to building meaningful opportunities steeped in accountability, transformation, and impact. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here this evening, and welcome to the launch of this much-needed Youth in Business launch, You Entrepreneurs.
Yes, so folks, that's Youth in Business.
Thank you, Senator Francis.
I think it's called Youth.
The Youth in Business program represents a strong partnership between the Ministry of Youth and Sports and the Grenada Development Bank, a partnership aimed at giving young people not just training, but real financial access, opportunity, and support to build sustainable businesses. To share more on this transformative program, I invite Mr. Royston Cumberbatch, the General Manager of the Grenada Development Bank. Mr. Cumberbatch, let's put our hands together for him.
All right, so a pleasant good afternoon to everyone here today, and everyone is looking very fine. I want to give special acknowledgement to the Minister Delma Thomas, to the PS. I don't see her, but I understand she's here. PS, she's on her way. PS Kim Frederick, our Senator, Civil Francis, as well as, of course, Ms. Perryman herself within the ministry, who's been doing a lot of work. I know there are other senators on the list. I don't think they're here. But of course, I have my staff from the Grenada Development Bank who worked on this. There's other staff from the Ministry of Youth and Sports. And most important of all, we have the beneficiaries of this program and, of course, guests and other stakeholders. I understand some persons from the GIDC are also here. So all in all, I think we are well represented. And first of all, for me, it's a great privilege and an honor that we actually got to this actual juncture, you know, of having this grand opening for this Youth in Business program. And
Yes, so it's youth in business, and quite a number of young people will get assistance to start their own business, to expand their own business, to hire more people, and that is the real deal, giving young people the opportunity so that they can see their way. I love that. So I think the Grenada Development Bank, that's really the bank that the government is working with to assist young people who want to start their own business, who are in business and want some assistance. More positive news.
The Ministry of Agriculture and Lands, Forestry and Marine Resources has received a substantial shipment of climate-smart agricultural equipment, providing what's expected to be a major boost to the nation's efforts to build more resilient and sustainable food systems. The shipment, comprising irrigation systems, shade houses and solar-powered water pumping units, was provided through the Partnership Initiative for Sustainable Land Management, the PISLM, under the Caribbean Small Island Developing States Multi-Country Soil Care Project, Phase 1. The initiative is aimed at strengthening integrated landscape restoration and climate-resilient agriculture across vulnerable farming communities. Valued at over US $114,000, the equipment arrived in a 40-foot container and will be deployed to key intervention sites, specifically Chambord, in Grenada, and in Carriacou. Several items in the consignment will directly support the ongoing integrated landscape restoration and climate-resilient food system program in Carriacou, advancing soil health, water efficiency, and sustainable resource use. The investment was made possible through funding from the Global Environment Facility, GEF, with implementation support from the Food and Agricultural Organization, the FAO. Officials say the new tools will significantly improve land and water management, enhancing productivity, and help farmers adapt to rising temperatures, prolonged dry periods, and other climate-driven impacts on agriculture. During a handover event today, Project Manager Trevor Thompson officially transferred the shipment to National Focal Point and Chief Agronomist Alison Haynes. In his remarks, he underscored the importance of the initiative for Grenada's agricultural future.
Ms. Haynes, on behalf of the Partnership Initiative for Sustainable Land Management and the Soil Care Project, I'm very happy to be able to hand this equipment over to the ministry for use on the intervention site in Chambord, but also within the container there is also equipment for the nursery in Carriacou, the Bel-Air nursery, and also another shade house is going to be built at Dumfries for use by the farmers.
The ministry said the equipment will be distributed and installed in the coming weeks as part of the broader soil care program, which supports farmers in building healthier soils, reducing land degradation, and improving food security across the Tri-Island state. The chief agronomist in the Ministry of Agriculture, Alison Haynes, received the equipment on behalf of the ministry.
So the Ministry of Agriculture, we're highly appreciative of the project and the support that the project is given to our farmers and our government institution to help them to become more productive, to help them deal with the challenges of climate change and overall to increase their productivity. The Soil Care Project, it was launched in July 2022, and as the name implies, soil care, it's a project that focuses on improving soil health, soil fertility, and addressing the issues of soil and land degradation.
So that's a good initiative, and farmers continue to get assistance through the Ministry of Agriculture. Budget is on Monday. The Honorable Dennis Cornwall will present the budget for 2026.
Grenada, we are ready for the 2026 estimates of revenue and expenditure. The Government of Grenada invites all citizens to join them on Monday, December 1st, 2025, for the presentation by Minister for Finance, the Honorable Dennis Cornwall. Guided by the theme, Toward Vision 75, Powering Progress through People's Participation and Innovation. Live coverage on the Government Information Service begins at 9:30 a.m. Hosts Abigail McIntyre and Richard Simon will highlight the key achievements of the government in 2025 and expectations for 2026. We continue the conversation at 6 p.m. with an in-depth analysis of the key pillars of the 2026 estimates, featuring a panel of experts to enhance your understanding of the revenue and expenditure proposals. Tune in live on Channel 22 or view our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Don't miss the chance to understand how our government plans to allocate resources for the year. Stay informed and engaged.
Yeah. So Monday, God's willing, will be the budget presentation. I think they're starting about 10 in the AM. So quite a number of media houses will carry it. Please listen in, follow what's going down. The debate will be more in depth, but the presentation will be kind of surface. How much is being allocated for each ministry and that kind of stuff, right? Different sectors and so on. What kind of projects are on the way, and follow it. I want to say, folks, yesterday saw the elections or the general election in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And that election, because, Grenada is very close to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And Ralph Gonsalves got a good cut skin, a good cut tail. And he reminded me of Grenada when Keith Mitchell got a good cut tail in the election here in Grenada. So there are parallels. Both of them, they were there for a very long time. And, a good dancer knows when to get off the stage. A good dancer knows when to get off the stage. It's simple like that. All right? You serve and you exit with some level of dignity when you're at your high, not when you're at your low. When you become desperate, when you become beggy for support, a good dancer knows when to get off the stage. So the beating in St. Vincent was serious licks Ralph Gonsalves got. I think it's 14-1. 15 seats, but 14-1. It almost, we could even consider it a landslide, a clean sweep, right? So I am saying again, you cannot overstay your time. This guy was going for the 6th term in office. He would have been 80-something years if he had won that election. So coming to the end of this term, he would have been 80-something years. Same thing with Keith Mitchell, right? He would have been 80-something years. So again, folks, I am saying it is clear. You see, the people could take, but when they can't take no more, after a long time, you being in power for 25 years, come on. And if you go to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, you will believe that you're in Sauteurs or maybe parts of St. Andrew. And I say this to say to you, I'm talking about everywhere, right? You would believe that they're not where they're supposed to be as a capital. Let's say the capital I'm referring to. The rural parts are rural parts. So if you're going to the capital, I think it's Kingston. I think it's Kingston. Kingston. Let me. Right. So I think it's St. Vincent and the Grenadines is either Kings. I just can't remember Kingston or Kingston. Right. Jamaica is Kingston. So Kingston. Anyways, don't hold me to that. Right? I think it's Kingston. It's right. So it's Kingston. So yeah, but it's not developed the way it's supposed to. It's not that developed. It's stuck. It's just underdeveloped. And this guy been there for so long, and nothing much has happened for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So the people have spoken. And I am not into, yellow is the code. I'm not into that. I'm different. I'm not into the yellow is the code. I am more into what transpired and why the people rose up and gotten rid of Ralph. Ralph been there, since, oh boy, it's a long, long time ago. Right? What's 1992, 1993, somewhere way down there. All right? Way, way down there somebody saying in 2001. So he been there a long, long time, 2001. But he been in the politics a little before. But the guy overstayed his time. And same thing in Trinidad. After a while, they become arrogant. After a while, they believe that the place belongs to them. Keith Rowley was smart enough when the thing was falling apart to hand it to Stuart. And Stuart went into the fire and he lost. The PNM lost miserably. And now I think Beckles, she's there now, fighting up, right? But it's very clear when you overstay your time. You see, St. Lucia's election is a bit different because St. Lucia Labour Party, that's just the first term of that party after defeating Alan Chastiny, who is fighting to go back into power. And yes, their party color is yellow. So I am not about yellow is the code. Because in St. Lucia, the party there now is going for a second term. Philip J.P., the Labour Party, they're going for a second term in office. Alan Chastiny was in power recently, and he was defeated by Philip J.P. The people voted out Alan Chastiny and his party, even if his party color is yellow. And that is what I'm saying to you. It's not just yellow is the code, yellow is the code. When people speak that way, then it becomes somewhat arrogant. It's like they're just seeing color. I'm not seeing color, I'm deeper than this. In St. Lucia, the opposition party is yellow. And you realize that Alan Chastiny, he wants to associate himself in a deep way with Friday in St. Vincent to make people believe that, what happened in St. Vincent will happen in St. Lucia. But it's a different dynamic, a different situation. Ralph Gonsalves in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, this guy been there for 25 years. All right? In St. Lucia, the Philip J.P. under 5 years. One term. Right? Yes, Philip J.P. had been in the politics before, but the Labour Party won. won resoundingly. Because I could tell you, Alan Chastity party only has 2 seats in power, in the opposition in St. Lucia. 2 seats, right? How much seats? The Labour Party has about 17 seats. St. Lucia. Yeah. I think the Labour Party has about 17 seats. I think so. Or 17 minus maybe about 15 seats, I think. Right? I think they have about that amount of seats. But let me get it. I want to make sure. Because I think it's 17 seats. How many seats are available? Parents secure general election. All 17 seats in the House of Assembly. Right? I think they have in total this election we have to win all. Right. So they have 17 seats in the House of Assembly. The opposition, I think they have 2. They have 2 seats. So the governing party has 15 seats. All right. They have about 15 seats. And the opposition has 2. That's Alan Chastity, the yellow party. The yellow, the party that has yellow as their color. All right. So you have to understand the dynamics. So this yellow is the code. Yellow is the code. It's not for everywhere. It's not for all of the islands. It is different. And if you've been to St. Lucia, you would know what's going down. Alan Chastity was recently there in charge of St. Lucia. The people voted him out. They got rid of him. And then they put Philip J.P. with a resounding victory. So, let's look and see what would happen come December the 1st. So another election on Monday. All right. So again, you have to understand what is taking place. And I realize that a lot of people are following the politics. They're following economics. They're following what's going down in the region. I love that. People have appetite for that kind of conversation. The younger generation are more into what's happening. And this is good because our mothers and fathers and grandmothers and grandfathers, they were not so deep into the thing. Yes, some of them used to go out and vote, and the voter turnout always used to be very low. But the technology was not available. Right now, the technology is available. Young people are following what's happening in the politics and in economics and the country. They are more passionate about their country. And this is a good thing. This is a good thing. So again, just giving you a little insight. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the opposition party, they were beaten on umpteen occasions. They were defeated by Ralph Gonsalves and his party. This time wrong, the people decided, no. We must put an end to Ralph Gonsalves and his party. And you could have seen it. Social media played a significant role. The diaspora played a significant role. How they organized their rallies, how they organized their meetings, how they did that stuff. Different. Totally different. Right? So again, let's follow what is happening in, regionally. Nothing is wrong with that. But I'm saying to you, it is not just any party that's yellow in color. It means that they're going to win. That's not the case. All right? That's not the case. There are some parties regionally with different color who would win. All right? But quite notably, the same Justin Pierre guy who all about the place, predicted that Ralph Gonsalves' party going to win in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Yeah. So I told you before, don't take everything that this guy says. Don't take everything that this guy says. You hear me? Don't take it. Because you have to understand predictions. You have to understand polling. You have to understand these things in depth. Don't just grab up all this nonsense that comes from these guys. Don't. Because they could actually mislead you. They could mislead you. And you're seeing that before your very eyes. A lot of people thought that what the guy was saying going to come true. But now he's admitting, well, he was wrong. He got it wrong. He's too much in everything. He's too out there. A rally of a party. You want to come up with some kind of analysis, come up with some kind of nonsense. The election in St. Vincent, you want to predict this and predict that. And you see when somebody too much in your face, you have to ask a number of questions. You got to question that. You're seeing them too much. You're hearing about them too much. They're too much in your face. So you got that wrong big time. And let me tell you this. Any lay person would know that if you go in for what? 6 terms, I mean, you burn out. Just like Keith Mitchell here. When the guy predicted that he predicted that NNP was going to lose. Any lay person could have predicted them thing, They burn out. They've been there long. They have nothing left in them. And normally, when these parties lose, after being in power for so long, it would take a long time for the party to bounce back or for the party to win again. Because they've been there so long and the cocktail that they normally get is so bad. And whoever they put there, it takes a long time. So for example, the Emlyn Pay woman that they put there, she is not attractive to the electorate. People are not gravitating towards her. She's not wow. She's not exciting, even her base. She's not doing that. So historically, if you check out regionally, you would realize when a party stays too long in power, if you in power and you're doing things, you transforming place and you helping people and that's something different. That's something totally different. But when you're in power for so long, doing the same old, what you expect? And when you're beaten, it is hard for you to come back in. So when you hear Justin Pay talking his nonsense and some of the others about NNP and the next election, NNP stands no chance the next election. If you're a person who has money and you want to give to a political party, will you give money to the NNP? No. You would not, because the NNP is not viable. You just check it out. The messaging, everything is just wrong. Look at the people who are the candidates or the caretakers. Look at these people. Just look. You don't have to be a genius to understand this. And this government is performing well. After 3 years, they're performing well. They're not messing up. And that's great. So again, folks, what I learned from the St. Vincent election is that a good dancer must know when to get down the stage, to exit, or else the same people who are applauding you, who said they love you, they like you, they will start booing you to get down the stage. They will tell you, get down, leave. And then power corrupts. Power makes people believe that, you know, they're big and powerful and nobody could touch them. Ralph Gonsalves started acting just like Keith Mitchell did in the lead up to the election. Same way. He started acting the same way in rallies and all kind of stuff. And now he's defeated. So a good dancer must know when to get off the stage. Also, the role of technology, social media, the role of the diaspora. If you check it out, the diaspora, the St. Vincent and Grenadines diaspora, they pump a lot of resources into that election because they really want to change. So the role of technology, the role of the diaspora is key. Very, very important. And then money. There was big money involved in the elections in St. Vincent. Big money. So it was very clear that change was inevitable. Inevitable. And then when you're in government for too long, you forget about your people. You forget why you went there. And it's to better the lives and living standards of your people. And if you go in the rural parts of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, you will see. You will see with your own eyes. And boy, Beryl really exposed Ralph Gonsalves, Hurricane Beryl. And it almost happened here in Grenada after Hurricane Ivan. It almost happened here. Well, in fact, it happened after Hurricane Emily. Because Hurricane Emily was in 2005 and 2-3 years after NNP lost the elections. NNP lost the election. So again, just saying what happened in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, it was kind of similar to Grenada. And Grenadians was like, okay, Keith was here for so long and we got rid of him. Ralph Gonsalves was the next in line. Grenadians wanted to get to see him out too. Not just the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. People fed up with one thing over and over. One person there over and over. Especially young people. Because if you're there 20-something years, the voting population, the people who got registered and so on, young people, they all they know is you being there. They want something new. So again, folks, I am happy that we are learning in the process. So as you look at these elections, you learn as you go. So don't fool yourself. You have to follow it and learn. Learn. Social media, the role that it's playing, the diaspora, the role that they're playing, and big money when it comes to an election. Still relevant. Again, I want to congratulate Friday and his team and wish them all the best. All right? Wish them all the best. When you're elected to serve people. And that is why I love the Most Honorable Deacon Mitchell and his team. They're doing a fantastic job for the people. They're helping people. They're improving the living standard and condition of people. That's the way to go. All right? Nice. Folks, it's month end. It's month end, and we need to do the pledge. So I want to use the next 15 minutes in the program to do the pledge. Last evening, I sent WhatsApp messages to, the people who usually give to the program. Some people said, well, I could give this month. Some say, well, keep me this month. Some say, well, I can't give 50, I could give 25. Some say, well, I'm giving the same thing. So we are at that place where we got pledges from the usual people, but we are still in need of $4,900. We're still in need of $4,900. So I want you, wherever you are, to understand that this program is paid for by people just like you. And if you have not responded yet to my WhatsApp message and you want to do so, you can do so. Because once you tell me you are in and you will pledge, and the usual people, I know how much they normally give. So sometimes they don't tell me how much, but I know how much because they are custom over the years given. But we are still in need of $4,900. Just $950, but just round it off. $4,950, but $4,900. Just leave it like that. All right? So if you're there and you want to pledge, you can. Give me a buzz. We have 13 minutes remaining in the program. You can call me. Say, hey, Kem, I want to pledge this amount. I want to pledge that amount. I remember yesterday a good friend from Monjelu called me and he said, stop on by. Right? I didn't ask him how much he's pledging. Right? So a good friend who usually pledge now pledged $50. So I would write that down. All right. So usual giver of the program, he pledged $50. All right. So if we need $50 less. And that good friend yesterday, he actually called. All right, and pledge. Well, I think when he says stop on by, he means stop on by for something towards the program. I want to believe so. So it's important.
Now the election back and I'll die away. In short, this is what I have to say. Let us forget spites and grudges and concentrate. Come, let us sit and try to relate. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us.
Right. So that good friend from Monjelu there was actually pledging. Right. Will actually pledge $100. So $150 now. There, good friend, hey, morning, Kem. I will donate. I will be home on the 9th of December. Just don't know. Just don't want this. All right. Okay. Great. All right. Cool. Nice. So great. Not going to mention your name, but just tell me how much you will pledge and I'll just factor it in. All right. So my dear, just tell me how much and I'll factor it in. All right. Because it's a usual giver again. It's a person who normally gives to the program. I want to believe it's about 50 US. All right. So I'll put 50 US down. It's a person who normally gives about 130. All right. So I'll put that in there still. I'll put that in because it's a normal giver of the program. Nice. So I'll put that in there. Great. Good. So it's a pledge program. We have 10 minutes remaining. So I collected, well, so far, the pledge, it's about what? $280. $280. And we need $4,900. All right. So we need $4,900. Someone is calling me here. All right. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hand in hand, because this is our land. Come, my brother, come, my sister, and let us build a nation together. Remember, the key to success is working hard. For our country, we must have regard. Forget all your differences, let we start to build. And onward to progress we surely will. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us go.
Right, so that's a good friend from the United Kingdom who pledged 200 EC. So 200 EC, so that's so far we have gotten $480 pledge, but we need 4,900. All right, we need $4,900 to get the pledge going. All right, somebody said, hey, good morning, send me your info so I can send you something by MoneyGram. Okay, let me just find out from that person.
Hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together. So much of things that we need to see about. Surely I do have to spell them out. Cause you know as well as I do, the only way is put in more effort and less play. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together.
Right, so another good friend there pledged $190. All right, Sonia McKee, 50 US. Well, Sonia is a usual giver. I see Sonia on the live. She's a usual giver, so I'll put that in. All right, she's a usual giver for, so that's 130. She's a usual giver of the program. So 190. So, and another good friend pledged $50 earlier. All right. So let me put it in here. So all right. Well, that person had pledged before already. So a good friend from Carriacou pledged 150. All right. So let me put that down. 150. Good friend again, my good Grand Roy friend. All right. Pledged 100 US. All right, that's my good Grand Roy people, Marigot people. All right, and a good friend again, a usual giver of the program, pledge 50 US. All right, that's 130. So that's a usual giver of the program there. So I got that in. Nice. I think I got everybody here. Let me check here and see. All right, good. So it came. All right, nice. So that's it. So we have, so let me calculate what I have so far and come back.
who want to live in a foreign land. Now is the time to come home and do something, instead of staying out there and freezing. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come, let us go hand in hand, because this is our land. Come, my brother, come, my sister, and let us build a nation together.
Let me build a nation together. As they come, let me build a nation together.
Right. So we got two more. So we were at $1,340. And then another good friend, the usual friend of the program, pledged 300 US. That's 800 EC. And another friend pledged 100 EC. So that's an additional $900. So that brings us to 2,200. So that brings us to $2,240. All right. So that brings us to $2,240. That's what we have raised so far in pledges. So we need to reach $4,900 to complete the pledge. All right. So we are at when I get a chance, I will drop. So Tio is saying she won't drop something by Ricky. So I'll add $50. I know Tio might drop another $50 there. So Tio, she's on the live, so that's why I mentioned her name. So Tio, I will put Tio down for $50. Well, 60. I'll put her down for $60 to round it off. So $60 will bring us to 2,300. All right. So $60 will bring us to 2,300. So that's what we have raised so far. So all we need now is 2,100. All we need now is $2,100. All right. So let's keep the pledge going. If you're there and you want to pledge, you can. This program is funded by people just like you. All right. All right. So a good friend is calling here. A good friend is, hey, my brother. Hello. Hey, how you doing? Right, so that's another good friend pledged $50. So another good friend pledged $50. So all we need is $2,050 to wrap up the pledge. So if you're there and you're listening and you want to give to the program, you can. If you're in America, for example, I can provide you with the WhatsApp number, not the WhatsApp, the Zelle number. Oh, no, Tio says 100. Tio, you're joking? So Tio is 100, not 60, 100. So all we need, we could kind of round it up and say all we need is $2,000. All right, even if it's $2,010, but we can round it off and say it's $2,000. All right. So all we need is $2,000. Great. So we need $2,000 to wrap it up. The pledge. So all we need is $2,000. So we still continue with the pledge, right? So if you're there, you're listening, you're following, maybe you want to Zelle the money, I can provide you with the number. Once you WhatsApp me, once you call me, once you message me, and you can Zelle that money if you're in the United States. All right. A good friend saying, good morning, Kim. We had our meeting and greet in Montreal last night, and it was very productive and informative. All right, so good morning, Kim. I will pledge 100 Canadian. I will be in Grenada after the holidays, but don't mention my name. All right, great. After the holidays, so that's after Christmas, I suppose. I don't know. All right, so I'll still after the holidays, meaning what? After Thanksgiving, I don't know. All right, so that person is pledging 100 Canadian, that's about $190. No, I won't mention your name. No, I only mention the name of people who are on the live, like Facebook, because it's public. All right, so I will put you down for that. Nice, so that's 190. 190. All right, so all we need is all right, so somebody saying the Zelle. No, I would not put the Zelle information up. I will not put the Zelle information up. The person needs to send me a WhatsApp message on my number. On my number, they need to send me a WhatsApp message, 1473-415-4817. That's 1473-415-4817 or 1473-403-1019. And then I would give them the Zelle information. All right. You can also send money via MoneyGram or Western Union. You can do that too. I can provide you, once you WhatsApp me, I can provide you with that information. But I'm not going to put up the Zelle information there. No, I'm not going to do that. A good friend say, hey, good morning, Kim. I will make my son Zelle 200 US. Send me the number. Right? So I is it 200 US? $200. I think it's US. All right. I think it's US. I think it's US here because my friend, she's in the United States of America, and she accustomed giving to the program. And she was very instrumental, she and her son, in getting the computer for the program, right? Doing the good GoFundMe. So big up your whole self. My darling, Marilyn, big up your whole self. So I believe it's 200 US. So I'll put that in here. All right, Marilyn. So I'll put that in here. Again, usual giver of the program. Usual giver. So that's $540. All right. Another good friend saying here, hey, Kim, I will Zelle. Who's that friend? All right. So that's a good friend. I wonder if it's the same person who on the other end, on the other phone there. I don't know if it's the same number. I think it's the same number. Sending 60 US. I think it's the same number on the other phone. And all right, I think it's the same number. Let me look and see. If it's the same number, let me make sure because I don't want to have. No, so it's not the same number. So that's 60 US. It's $150. $150. All right. It's $150. So we got that there. Hey, good morning, Kim. Send the Zelle information to me. All right. Tell me how much, right? So tell me how much you're actually selling, so I could include it, right? Tell me how much so I can include it, because when I reach the amount, I would stop. So tell me how much so I can include it. All right, nice. All right, so nice. So that's a good friend here who wants the Zelle information there. So yeah, so the Zelle, right? So the person says, thanks. Tell me how much, my good friend there. Tell me how much. I know you gave to the program already. Tell me how much, all right? Tell me how much so I can include it. All right? So tell me how much. I know you're accustomed. You gave to the program already. Nice. So I want to believe it's about, but let me wait. Tell me how much and I'll just add it in. All right, that's important. So once you WhatsApp me, right? So that person says 20, right? So it's 20 US. So that's $50. I wanted to guess that. So that's 20 US. All right. So that's person a custom given. That person is a custom given. So that's $50. Okay. So we were at, so another person is, now, you know, I get information already. So don't worry about calling. All right. So I get it. Thank you very much there, my good friend. I know you're in Grenada now. So I have to add 200 US. So let's say $540, 150 and 50. So that's $200. So that's 700 and $740. All right. So 740 minus from we needed only $2,000. We needed only $2,000. All right. So we now need $1,260, $250. Let's put it like that. $1,250. That's what we need now. All right. Because we have let's say $750. We have that there. $750. Okay. So let me just check the phone here. All right. So that's where we are at. Good. So we need $1,250 to complete the pledge. So all we need now is $1,250 to complete the pledge, to pay all the bills for the month. All right. So again, if you're there and you want to give to the program, you can WhatsApp me. My numbers are well known. You can use the number scrolling at the bottom of the program right now, 1-473-538-0933. You can use that number, or you can use my personal number, 1-473-415-4817, or you can use 1-473-403-1019. All right? You can use that number to WhatsApp me or to message me. It would be nice if we can wrap up that today. But if not, you know, over the weekend, a number of people may WhatsApp me, may pledge. All right? After they hear the program, there might be people who go back, listen to the program. So what I would do, I would wrap up the program at this point. I want to thank the people who pledged. I'll follow up with you. And if anybody pledge between now and the next program, I'll let you know. So at this point, we're still in need of $1,250 to wrap up the pledge for the month. So the people I sent messages on WhatsApp, they gave me feedback. They say, hey, Kem, I'm pledging this, I'm pledging that. Yes, include me. So the total amount who pledged today and those who did it on the phone, I say, hey, Kem, do not know what going on with WhatsApp, send me the Zelle. It's 100. But on the WhatsApp. So you see, I don't want to send the person's Zelle number here. All right. So send me, or you say WhatsApp, but let me give you two of the numbers. Let me provide you with two of the numbers. All right. All right. Hey, leave something by Ricky for you. So Nash, tell me how much. I know the amount you normally leave. So Nash normally leave a 50 or 100. So Nash, I put in between $50 and $100. All right. So Nash, I put in Nash as between 50 and 100. So between 50 and 100. Right. So Nash normally leave between 50 and 100. So Rochelle wants to give $100. Zelle. See, I don't want to put the Zelle number here. All right. I don't want to do it here. So let me just reply to you here. All right. I don't want to put the Zelle number here. Reply. Let me give you my number. My number is 1-473-415-4817 or 1-473-403-1019. 31019. So this is my number. You can add me to WhatsApp here and you can message me. You're going to get through. One of them, you must get through to one of them. All right? Yeah, you must get through to one of them. All right? Give her. Okay. Hey, my friend is coming. All right, good. All right. So another friend had pledged 80 US. So the person is saying, my good friend here is saying, put it as 100. So I would add a 50 EC to that's 20 US. All right. So that's 50 more. So I'll add 50 more to it. All right. So let's put it at $100. 50 and 50. So Nash 50. All right. And then Rochelle 100. Rochelle there is saying it's 100 US. So let's put it at 250 or 260. All right, 260. So 260, 100, that's $300. So all we need now is let's say it's $360. So you can just say we need $900. All right. So all we need is $900 more to wrap up the pledge. All right. All we need is $900 more, 900 EC money to wrap up the pledge for this morning. All we need is 900 EC to wrap up the pledge for this morning. All right. 900 EC. So if between now and the next program, persons pledge, right, I'll let you know. So all we need to wrap up the pledge is 900 EC. So if you're listening to me and you want to pledge and you can afford to pledge, please do so. You can Zelle the money. I can provide you with the Zelle information. Once you WhatsApp me, I can provide you with that. Okay? Or if you want me to pick it up somewhere or link you up, or you want to send it via MoneyGram or Western Union, you could do that. No problem. Okay? So we need 900 EC. 900 EC to complete the pledge. So between now and the next program, if anybody pledge, I would factor that in and I would let you know. All right? Good. Okay. Marlene. All right. So now Marlene. Why do I say Marlene? All right. So Marlene. Good. Right. So Marlene. Good. Good. Nice. That's my good friend. You say pronounce my name properly, Yes. So again, all right. So, all right. Hey, send them to. All right. So let me look and see. Right. Nice. So nothing has changed there where that is concerned. Just saying. So we still need 900 EC to complete the pledge. So folks, I want to thank you very much for being a part of the program this morning. I want to wish you all the best. And if anybody pledge between now and the next program, I'll let you know that if we got the $900, I'll let you know. And I will just wrap up